All right, so episode 6 of season 2 of Halo is incredibly complex. And the first few episodes I felt were sort of tying up a bunch of storylines and moving us towards the second half. And then I've got multiple pages of notes from this week's episode because, yeah, it was fairly complex. I've got almost 4 full pages of notes. There was a lot going on in this episode, and now I have way more questions than I should have going into the latter half of a season. So either they're going to wrap all of this up in the next 2 episodes. Yeah, we have 7 and 8, I think is all that's left. Or they've already got greenlit for a season 3 and they just haven't told anybody, or I don't know about it. Has it been greenlit for season 3? I don't know. We'll check at the end of this. Actually, I'm gonna check now. Season, uh, Halo season 2. While we're looking at this, by the way, spoiler alert, everybody, because I don't do spoiler free. So if you need spoiler alert warnings, this is your warning because I will not be doing spoiler free. I'm double checking here. Yes, I don't see anything about a season 3 premiere yet, so it is what it is. Anyway, episode 6, season 2. You've been warned about the spoilers. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon if you haven't already done so. Let's dive in. The beginning of this has this really badass action sequence that I just felt was really well done and felt like the video game. Interestingly enough, we pick up with Perez again, the lieutenant or sergeant, I forget what she was, the human soldier that was with Master Chief on that first planet. And she is now a Spartan recruit, and she's a part of this team that Kai is leading. And oh my god, Kai has an amazing arc this episode, which is why the thumbnail is her and not Master Chief, even though Master Chief is nevertheless an important part of this and the show is largely about him. It is overall, this version of the story is more about the Halo program and everything else behind this, the Covenant, the growing threat, the Halo rings, everything else. So I should say the Spartan program, not the Halo program. So there's an interesting sort of chemistry between these two because they both have interacted with the Master Chief, and there's definitely some tension going on as Kai is trying to teach this new, series of recruits who we see in this thumbnail to become Spartans. Where's my camera? Thank you very much. We then see the Admiral and Ackerson meeting up, and we get this detail that guess what? Less than I think they said like 19 hours ago, a ship landed, and someone saw Halsey and probably the Master Chief. And Ackerson doesn't want to believe it because he thinks they're dead on Reach. So the most interesting thing here is once they suspect that the Master Chief is on this planet with Halsey, Ackerson starts to work on brainwashing her as quickly and as efficiently as he can because he needs her to kill the Master Chief. And so he's been feeding her, filling her head with lies for I don't know if it's weeks or months now, and he's continuing to do it. It's effective. Meanwhile, we've got Soren and Lara who are trying to find their son, and as this unfolds, we begin to realize that this is the original planet where the Spartan facility took off, and underneath all of these ruins is underneath all of these buildings is the ruins where there's a Halo ring, a Halo artifact, caverns and stuff, which we'll figure out later at the end of the episode. But Soren's been here before because this is where he was trained when he was like 6 years old, and now they're training Spartans again, even though they haven't for a long time. So this is a really an interesting place for them to be. Chief gets himself captured to get on the inside. Quan Ha and the crazy spirit guide lady who's been seen in her visions leads her to these underground ruins where her and Halsey are beginning to try to find their way through. And Halsey's confused because the walls have seemed to change and the tunnels seem a little bit different, but the spirit guide guides them onwards. Meanwhile, we get this scene where the Arbiter brands himself with this thing, and then he's dealing with a priesthood who's losing faith in him and accusing the what is her name? Mika? Mackie. McKay, whatever her name is. I was horrible with names. They're in my notes somewhere. McKee, I think. The priestess doesn't believe her, and she's lost her connection, but she doesn't want to admit it to anyone. She's lost her connection to the device, so she's not having visions anymore, so she's just trying to manipulate the Arbiter for as long as possible to stay alive. Perez breaks down during one of their missions that they're running these sims when she gets to the end and realizes that there's nothing left. Like they get to the end of the sim, they win, and then they just exfil. And she starts to grow very suspicious at this point because she's like, why aren't you teaching them? Why aren't you training them how to also get off the ship? It feels like the simulation is just ending, and it turns out that, when she eventually confronts Ackerson, it's true that he's basically just giving them a dopamine hit so that they want to win and they feel the hope and they go there. But he's not actually training them to survive and make it out of these missions. He's training the new Spartans to be disposable ammunition who are just there to, he's basically brainwashing them into becoming this million strong cannon fodder of bees, and they're just throwing bees, swarms of bees at these targets and hoping a few survive to win. It's very, very cutthroat and brutal. Kai begins to have questions in this episode, and Ackerson is trying really hard to brainwash her about how, Master Chief, he was there with McKee, and he's part of the Covenant, and he's here for the artifact, and etc. Which eventually leads to a showdown between her and Master Chief. And what's really interesting about this whole showdown is he refuses to fight her. He's like, I'm not here to fight you. I'm here for the Admiral and the lies and all this other stuff. I'm here to, get the truth. And he tells her what went down at Reach, and they took their armor and left him there to die, and she doesn't want to believe it, and she beats him to a bloody pulp, and then goes off to find answers. Quick commercial break, everyone, to celebrate and give thanks to all of these amazing people who keep me on the air full time. Really appreciate the support. All you got to do is join as a member. You get access to private videos. You can also do super thanks on any upload or super chats and stickers on any live stream or premiere you see. And beyond that, don't forget we're multi-streaming over on Twitch now, so you can support over there as well. Thanks so much to everybody. Let's get back to the video at hand. Meanwhile, Cortana decides that she's gonna launch a communications array from the ship that she's on with the Covenant, and she gets in contact with the Oni and lets them know about the location of the ships and that the Covenant are on their way to this Halo ring. And she talks about the fact that this Arbiter is off on his own thing and the rest of the fleet's coming after him. And then she also at the same time meets up with Master Chief again for the first time in this series and in this season. And she's back with him, and it turns out she's playing three sides at once because she's trying to get Master Chief up. She needs him to get to the artifact so they can make a connection, so they can get there before the Covenant, while at the same time on the Covenant ship, the Arbitrator is having this breakdown with the priests who want to kill McKee, and then she sees the artifact lighting up because John gets the artifact at the same time because Cortana's guiding him. They both touch it at the same time, and we get fade to black, and that's the end of the episode, which was like, oh man, they left us on a cliffhanger, so we're gonna figure out what goes from here. Halsey and Quan Li are in the ruins down below, and I believe this is her daughter who she meets up with, Halsey's daughter from the first season. I don't remember exactly what her name is. And there is this connection there, but also something's going on with the ruins, and I don't think we get a full understanding of all of this. The ruins and the artifact and everything else. We also get a showdown or a confrontation between Ackerson and Kai, where he finally admits to her that yes, I left everybody behind in Reach because there was no other option. We had to do what we had to do to survive. He admits that he lied to her. He admits that he manipulated her, and then he tells her that he sent a Black Ops team after the Master Chief, and there's no way he's surviving. And Kai dashes out of the room to go save Master Chief because at the end of the day, she still trusts him and believes him, which is awesome. So this is going to be very interesting when they pick up in the next episode. I think it's going to be McKee and Master Chief sharing a connection, seeing the Halo once again, and that's going to govern the last two episodes, which I'm assuming are going to get us there. Because I really, if I had to hazard is what I meant to say, hazard a guess, I would say that season 3 is going to be set on the Halo ring. I'm pretty sure it's got a season renewal, even if they haven't announced it yet. Otherwise, I don't feel like they would be careening towards such a like a cliffhanger of an ending if we didn't already have the season 3 prep. But it could just be my own wishes out there. Who knows? Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Drop your comments down below. I'll see everybody in the next one. Stay safe. Happy viewing and happy gaming if you're playing the series.